Um, of course, if you know me and you know what I talk about, I always talk about accessibility and making classrooms inclusive. So that's what I'm going to share with you tonight as well. And so I'm going to share with you 5 inclusive features in Book Creator that you may or may not know about. And I just want to also shout out our webinars that we have coming up because we are having one with Class Companion. So if you want to kind of, after what Erica just shared, if you're really excited about that and you want to know more, I'll put a link in the chat and you can register for that webinar. But the first thing that makes our book creator really inclusive is student choice. And so we really want to empower students to answer and respond in the ways that are best for them. So students can come to the plus sign and they can respond with images. They can use the camera to record themselves and speak aloud. They can use the recording feature and record their voice as well and just use audio to respond. They can use the pen tool to draw, and they can use text. And in our text tool, they can even do speech to text. So they can write the book by speaking into their computer. There we go. And they can also do that in 137 of their maybe home languages. So if you have a newcomer student coming into your classroom, they've just arrived from Afghanistan, like I did in my last year's coaching, they can instantly, we can select Urdu. Oh, it's in actual written in Urdu, so I can't read it. But they can select that, they can speak into the computer in their language, and then they can translate it to English, or you later as the teacher can translate it to English. So really welcoming our newcomer students with the power of language. Um, the next thing is captioning and transcripts. So for all that video and the audio that students create, they can transcribe or record it. So if I want to come in here and record some audio, I can record some audio with the directions for today's assignment. I can put this in my book and I can right click after it processes for a second and I can add a transcript to it and it will generate automatically that transcript. And on the next page is where we can really take that transcription to the next level. So I'm going to copy that. And on the next, I can record some audio with the direct. Perfect. We're talking about translation. And so if I have that audio button again, I can right click it and translate it after I've made that transcription to a whole lot of languages. And I can even, there's 2 Spanishes, for instance. We want to pick the US Spanish because most of our students are from Central America and use the US Spanish. I can pick some different voices.
Esta es una muestra de grabación.
And I can translate that audio. So again, if I have a newcomer student and I've read my directions into audio, I can quickly translate it so that they and maybe their parents as well supporting them at home can understand the directions. I also really like to take this button and change the color of it. So maybe my English speakers always know they're going to click purple and my Spanish speakers always know they're going to click blue. And then if I want to translate it again into Arabic, I can pick a 3rd color or a 4th color or a 5th color for whatever students I have in my class. And I can just really give everyone what they need when I'm designing my lesson all up front with just a few clicks of the button. And we also have read mode. So up in the top corner, a student can have a book read to them with the read mode feature. They can change some settings like the speed and the language if they want. But I will just hint to you that coming soon, maybe next week, we'll have read mode right here within the edit mode. So when students click on text, there'll be a new little button right here that will read the text aloud. So I never said that tonight, but coming soon. And the last thing is publishing. So really something that we find powerful is, an engaging and part of that UDL framework, if you're familiar with it, is that engagement piece and giving students authentic experiences in the classroom. And so students can publish their books online and share them. And so what that means is they can publish their book, they can give a link to it, they can share it with friends and family at home. And when people read it, they get to see this cool analytic map of where their books have been read. So we have teachers all the time sharing on social media or in our Facebook group, oh, hey, my class made this book. I'd love for you guys to read it around the world. And they can see then that someone has read their book, they're a published author, and really have that authentic experience.
30 seconds.
No problem. And the last thing I'll just shout out is Be an Author Month starts March 5th. We're starting it now, releasing it now. I've linked it in the document, and it's a competition for students to write personal narratives, and there are prizes. So we'd love to have students participate this year. Thanks for letting me share.